I can see the stars align, dance around the moon every night, and now my eyes are open wide, and the sky has never looked so bright. And I don't need to see the road to believe, yeah, 'cause this is where I'm meant to be, I believe. And I feel the magic everywhere. It's all around us, it's in the air. And I see the magic we can share. So much wonder everywhere. And I feel the magic, ooh. Can you imagine, ooh. And I feel the magic, ooh. Can you imagine, ooh. And I feel the magic. It's all around us. And I feel the magic. It's all around us. There's wonder on this winding road in front of me, yeah. 'Cause I'm right where I'm supposed to be. And I feel the magic everywhere. It's all around us, it's in the air. And I see the magic we can share. So much wonder everywhere. And I feel the magic, ooh. Can you imagine, ooh. And I feel the magic, ooh. Can you imagine, ooh. And I feel the magic. It's all around us. And I feel the magic. It's all around us.
Good morning, good evening, Spain, UK, America, and Australia. It's great to be here with you on Women Thrive TV, the first premiere show of Soul and Beyond. I'm Gwenda Smith, your host. Welcome to a time of magic, a time of healing, inspiration, and beautiful, deep awareness. How are you feeling about the power of your mind? Do you tap into the power of your mind? What is the potential? What is your highest potential? Did you know it's actually infinite? There are no boundaries on the potential of your mind. Now, as we move through our show of Soul and Beyond here on Women Thrive TV show, funny things might happen, most often they do, because you see, we are spirit generated. So everything that will come through for you is going to touch you on a very deep level as spirit channels through and greets you in your heart and in your soul. Opening minds and healing hearts. That's what Soul and Beyond is really all about. But we get to have a whole lot of fun as we travel between the realms, as we connect with the elemental kingdom, and my favorites, the angelic kingdom. So get ready for a wonderful time of healing, insights, and the presence of the most beautiful divine messengers from the realm of the archangels. When you open your heart, as you sit here with me during the show, and even if you watch the replay after, really come into a place of sitting in your heart, and you will receive the healing energy. You will feel and hear the guidance that is for you. You'll be surprised that it really is for you. Tanya Atkins, good evening and welcome. Thanks for joining us on our premiere on Women Thrive Media TV. It's great to see you. Tanya, you're going to love this topic tonight, I'm sure. And as we always know, it could go anywhere, but it is about the great power of the mind. We often believe our thoughts. We often feel that our thoughts are what drive us. Our thoughts are what we need to follow. But are they actually taking us to the highest potential of our mind? Are our thoughts hampering our dreams and perhaps even hampering our healing? We know that we are a vibrational being. We know that we far extend beyond this physical, the external appearance. And you know, for me, being able to connect with the soul of someone that is in a coma, or as they are passing, or even as they have transitioned from this world, I have learnt so much about beyond this world. And then the most beautiful visitations, which Tanya has had the fun of sitting in with Soul and Beyond, where we have magnificent visitations with the likes of Archangel Raphael, Archangel Metatron, Uriel, Ariel, even Magdalene. So we've had some amazing experiences, and it is through these experiences that I want to bring to you tonight a far greater awareness of your potential through your thoughts. When you went to school, what did you learn? Let me see. Was it maths, English, social studies, history, science? My favorite word, isn't it, Tanya? Science, economics, woodwork, and in my day, deportment, which is actually very important, health, sports. But those things we learnt in accordance with what the school system wanted us to learn. Now, there is a big difference between what we learn in the school and the schooling system to how to learn. Can you remember being taught how to learn? Well, I want to take that one step higher tonight and ask you, have you looked inward into finding out how to hear your thoughts, how to be able to discern your thoughts and look at where your thoughts are actually taking you? When we want to expand our consciousness, the very first place we need to start is knowing our way of thinking. Now, since we've been taught what to learn, we haven't been taught how to learn. When we're going to look at our own way of thinking, this is a new learning. But we're going to learn how to know our thoughts. You would have all heard of your intuition. Our intuition, that higher part of ourselves, that greater sense that is able to take us on some fantastic journeys, able to offer us insights. But how do you know that you are listening to your intuition? Well, it might be that the hairs stand up on your arm, back of your neck. You may get a strange tingling feeling in your stomach. For some people, they will even get a sense of nausea, a headache, or an old injury plays up. These are all parts of how our intuition talks to us. But what if we could really know how our thoughts are talking to us? The only person who controls your thoughts is you, right? So you are the one who manifests those thoughts. Where do they come from? You know, as a theatre nurse specialist, a scrub nurse, I know how to open you up, the physical body, but guess what? You're not there. We can't find you. So where do your thoughts come from? Now, we could say that they are, good evening, Wealth Academy Africa, welcome and thanks for joining us. We could say that we have neural pathways now. Medical science can show us those neural pathways. They can show an energy field, an electricity going through those pathways. And after all, most of our being is actually running on an energy of what we might call an electricity. But these neural pathways, they show all little firing globules of energy, but that's all. There aren't actually written words in there that you can pluck out and go, there is my thought. Now I know where it's come from. So when you begin to explore yourself and explore your way of thinking, you actually start to find it's not yours. Your thoughts, your way of thinking comes from your upbringing, comes from your schooling, comes from your ability to feel your place. Your place. How do you feel about your place in your family, among your friends, in your workplace? What kind of thoughts do you have when you're in those different environments? But where are they coming from? Where are they generating from? Quite often they're generated from the child within. They're generated from your perspective and your perception of who you are through your lived experiences as a child initially. I remember a lady I was working with who was 60, and she wanted to get past a lot of difficulty she was having with her bladder. Now, some people, and yes, Ramonda, divine downloads from higher wisdom, well, that's for some of us. But when it comes down to our way of thinking and what is our way of thinking, quite often it's not, we haven't quite reached that point of divine downloads. That's a bit of fine tuning and being able to tune in to that higher aspect of yourself, your divine self, and aligning with the divine so that you can receive those downloads and know the difference. Know the difference between those beautiful messages and guidance to the thoughts that are created through a mind that is striving for something, or through a mind that is carrying, shall we say, wounds from an upbringing, from disappointment in school. So back to this lady who was 60, and she wanted very much to be able to have more control over her bladder. We were going along the path beautifully and she was improving amazingly. But one thing that she would often do was cry. So when we started to investigate this and find out what was going on, the words that she would say and the way that she would express her thoughts showed that they were not hers. So we had to delve in and find out where they had come from. And what it turned out was that when she was brand new baby and her mum had gone home with her, they lived in the classic house in England, which was a 2-story place. So the mum had to go up flights of stairs to get up to the bedrooms. And this particular day, she came to the top of the stairs, took 2 steps down and fell fell the full length of the stairs with her new baby in her arms. Whilst mum and baby were miraculously not injured, very shocked and bruised, but not injured, after that, every time her mother looked at her, she cried. So baby took that on as mum not really being able to love her, mum getting upset every time she looked at her new baby, that by the time she was 4 years of age, she felt that she was responsible for all this sadness. But it wasn't sadness. It was tremendous relief, shock, and guilt that her mother felt for falling with her down the stairs, and the fact that they survived. So her mother had been projecting thoughts that I almost killed you. I could have killed you. We both nearly died. When in fact they didn't. But this is what the mum's thoughts were doing and what she was projecting onto baby. So here we are, 60 years of age, and this lady was continually reliving what she saw with her mum. And her thoughts around herself was that she brings sadness. So we delved in and we did a lot of healing around that. And she was incredible. She was already a beautiful lady, but she was amazing after we were able to heal those experiences and those false thoughts that had been picked up when she was a new baby and through to her early years of childhood. But then one day she came in and she said, I've been thinking, Gwenda, what if I don't like the person you turn me into? Well, I said, I turn you into? I can't turn you into anything. I can guide you. I can take you on a journey. Only you can agree to go, and only you can agree to make the changes, but I can't change you into anybody. And we then went down a whole other path where she discovered how much she had changed to serve her husband and to be the person she believed he wanted her to be. She did not want to step away from being that person, because in her mind, that meant her husband probably, most likely, would not love her anymore. Do you see? How powerful are our thoughts? And just where do they lead us? They can lead us on a very big merry-go-round of false illusion, false perceptions. And that means then that when you want to tap into your highest potential and you want to expand in your life, your thoughts are going to be the first place you need to look and really come to a knowing of how you think and where do those thoughts that you carry and have repeated, where have they come from? So I'm going to go back to Ramonda's comment here. Divine downloads from higher wisdom. Now, this is a place that we just love to be. And what I call it is divine union. Now, this is a whole different consciousness to the kind of thinking that we've been taught to have through schooling and through our upbringing. So what's it going to take for us to be able to move into that highest potential? Well, it's going to take getting to know yourself. And a great place to do that is to begin to observe your thoughts. Then with your thoughts, what is your reaction and your response to your thoughts? Can you actually empty your mind? This is a great exercise I love to have fun with. Can you empty your mind? So there's nothing going on. I have a beautiful technique that I do before I go to sleep at night, and I command that all that is not of my highest good is cleared from my mind before I sleep. Try it. It has an amazing impact. Hello, Faith. Welcome along, and you're very welcome. Hope you enjoy the expose. This is a favourite part of learning to know thyself, and faith is also obviously very connected when we want to move into that higher aspect of really discovering our highest potential. So when we look at our thoughts, and we want to be able to move them without response, without a reaction. This is like learning to use chopsticks or play the piano playing chopsticks, because it takes practice. I asked you earlier, what did you learn at school? And did they teach you how to learn? I know we got taught how to create a study portfolio, how to create our study pathway, but we didn't get taught how to learn. So in this scenario of looking for the greatest power of your mind and being able to work with your highest potential, take yourself to your highest potential, there's one thing I want you to keep in mind: you will never reach it. Oh, why would I try? What do I mean by you'll never reach it? Because you are infinite. You are limitless. Therefore, there is no highest potential for you to reach. Your mind will go to what you have been taught, that it is like a goal. I have a goal to reach my highest potential. How would you ever know you've reached your highest potential when you are limitless? Anybody like to comment? You are limitless and infinite. So there is no end. What there is being the highest potential of yourself in any given moment. And that comes down to being able to live an enriched and free life through being free from the constraints of your thoughts, followed closely by emotional responses and reactions. It is the most powerful and most magical journey that you could ever take in your life. And then when we look at healing, so when you have something going amiss with the physical body, I'd like to share with you the story that has actually been the catalyst for why I have done this work now for some, 39, 40 years, something like that. Yes, Ramonda. Yes, we are. Growth is really ever present and evolving. Absolutely. Unless we let our thoughts, reactions, responses hinder us, and unless we spend time in those thoughts and with the reactions, and then we begin to create constriction and restriction on ourselves. And something that I want you to be very aware of is every time we do that, we actually have a physical response in the body. I'll share with you first a story that is what has led me to be in service as I have for all these years. And it is that moment in the operating theatres as a scrub nurse. Oh, look at that. Spirit numbers. Wonderful. And hi, everyone that's watching. Feel free to make your comments. We look forward to them. So in the 70s, having someone come in to have an abdominal tumour removed. Now, my heart goes to anyone who is with us tonight who has been through this or has a loved one that has been through this and transitioned from this world. My deepest love to you. In this instance, the lady came in to have an abdominal tumour removed, and that was not frequent in the 70s, so different to now, and so different to even the early 2000s. We opened her up to the augmentum, which is a beautiful shield that protects your inner organs, your vital organs. And hers was all lumpy and grey. I had not seen one like that. And as I was looking at it thinking, wow, that's different, the surgeon put his hand out and said, suture up. We hadn't done anything. He saw the quizzical look in my eyes and he said, well, nurse, you can see the same thing as me. This lady has 14 days to live. Whoa. My head spun. I didn't know where to look, what to say. 14 days? How does he know this? Now, some people have said, well, he was a very good surgeon, so he would know. And I can tell you, I can totally disagree, and happy to have that conversation. So we sutured her up. And then he said that when she was awake enough to speak to, he wanted the ward to let him know. And he looked at me and said that I would go with him to deliver the news. To this day, that is not protocol. The scrub nurse does not go with the surgeon to the floor to deliver any news. That is the ward nurse role. So I went with him, and on the way, he asked me to hold her hand while he was delivering the news. She was very heavily sedated, still under the effects of the anaesthetic, but she recognised his voice and smiled when he spoke. He let her know that I was there and to take her hand. He told her that when she was fully awake, her husband was to take her home. Now, her instincts told her something must be wrong, so she was trying to push past the anaesthetic. Then he went on to say to her, in 8 days, I want you back in hospital because in 8 days you will be very unwell. Now she was really upset. Both she and I were in tears. I was only a young nurse, and she was only a young mum, really, for that time. Didn't seem so young to me then because, you know, when you're 18, 40 seems old, right? So he then said to her, enjoy your 8 days at home, get your affairs in order, you have 14 days to live. And we walked away and left her with that news, that shock, and in tears. I also cried on the way back to the theatres. Well, on the 8th day, I was on the ward and I admitted that lady to the ward. And just as he said, she was very unwell. On the 14th day, I laid her out. And as I laid her out, I made a vow to her that I would go on a quest to know just what is illness, disease, and dying. And that's what I have done in honour of her. You see, I wanted her life to mean more than 14 days. And I also wanted to know just what it is that someone can be given a timeline and their life is gone. So it has been a miraculous journey. And when I speak to you about your highest potential and your way of thinking, truly, if you will come with me on this journey and begin to really, really grasp your thoughts and know that every time you have a reaction to your thoughts, that you actually hold your breath momentarily. Your pupils constrict and dilate. Your heart skips a little. And your large intestine spasms, which interrupts the peristaltic movement. So much happens on the physical level every time we have a thought that we put something to. What would it be like if you were able to be the observer of your thoughts first and not step into them? What would it be like for you if you were able to unravel these thoughts, these ways of thinking, to know more about your highest potential? Wow. Wow. I know firsthand from lived experience, the power of divine healing. I also know it through the people I've worked with over these 40 years. It's incredible. And I've also come to know the power of the mind with what we listen to, what we respond to. So you are an incredible, magical, infinite being. And you have a mind that has a limitless potential. And for you to be able to grasp into that, just begin by thinking about stepping away from your thoughts. Give yourself a little bit of space between your thoughts and let them sit for a moment before you decide how you're going to work with that thought, or are you going to erase it and start again? Now, I'm not, Wealth Academy Africa, it still sits heavy in my heart. I had many experiences in my years of nursing, and they have been a wealth of powerful insights for me on this journey that I've been on all these years of being in service and helping people with healing, including myself. I didn't come with the keys to the magic vault and everything being perfect, not by a long shot. I got the cane when I was in grade 2 and grade 3. I was called a ringleader. Oh my gosh, I didn't even understand what that was, at the precious age of 8 and 9. So many experiences, but life is rich and our mind is our haven of richness. So on Soul and Beyond, when I say we're opening minds and healing hearts, we can turn that around too and talk about healing minds, because there's so much in our thoughts that really need healing. So many of our thoughts that really are not serving us to our highest potential. And for me, in the experiences I've had, it is all beautifully, beautifully intertwined, like a magnificent crocheted rug, or like looking at the universe, the stars, and seeing how they're scattered everywhere and yet somehow they're all interlinked. That is like every single part of us, you, me, all of us. So we have this amazing ability to bring in the magic into our lives and to tap into that infinite potential that we hold within us. Your thoughts can heal your physical self. There is a way of thinking that illness serves us. There is a way of thinking that there must be something I need to do if I've got this, if I've got XYZ, a label, a diagnosis. Most often it's because we have ignored the signs. We've ignored the signs that our soul, our heart has been speaking to us, but we're too busy listening here and too busy striving for something that is external to us, or wanting to fix something, or wanting to bring some kind of retribution on someone else for what they said, what they did, what they didn't do. And a lot of that happens in the workplace. A lot of it happens in relationships. A topic that is dear to me that goes hand in hand with this is love. But I'm going to save that one for another show. And we're going to look at the importance of really knowing self in love and how that also comes into play with our way of thinking. So my greatest message for you tonight is for you to really have a look at how you think and what are the patterns that you have around your thoughts. I'd like to really encourage you to start to feel into your body when you listen to a thought. Even if that thought is, I have to do, I've got this to do today, I've got so much to do, pause. And in that moment, feel into your body, and you will feel the tension and the constriction that those thoughts and that must do, should do, what it's had on the body. And it's mighty important for you then to turn those thoughts around. Use the breath, use your posture, make space in your body and bring in the energy so that those circuits, the circuitries of energy that run through you and outside of you into all of your energy fields, can run smoothly. And you'll be amazed how your life changes, amazed how easy it is to find happiness, to have a calm mind and a very peaceful heart. And yes, people will fall away because you will evolve, and people will fall away because not everybody evolves at the same pace. Not everybody evolves. They get to come back and do it all over again. I'm just going to catch up on your messages, your comments. I love that you're speaking with me. Really appreciate it, and that you're here. Thank you. Touching. Yes, Ramonda, it is. And especially at this time of the world, I keep seeing lots of comments around the place about the challenges, particularly in the US, and coming out from different places. I nearly said corners of the world, and Tanya will know what I'm alluding to there. But it is a great reminder for us to slow down and tap into our true potential, our limitless, highest potential. Remember, there's no end. It's limitless. So no good setting a goal. I'm going to reach my highest potential. You will reach your highest potential in any given moment when you learn to know your thoughts, and you'll change everything. Yes, Tanya, the pause is so very powerful momentarily, and you can capture yourself any moment to pause. Oh, thank you, Ramonda. Very glad. The spirit knows, right? And that's what we find often, that I might think I'm going down one path, but spirit knows what is needed. What the pause does also, along with lifting your spine, even as you sit with me now, if you just lift your spine as if you're really elongating it, you can literally feel energy flow. And then if you make sure that your neck, your skull is sitting on your neck in alignment, which means not having the head drop forward, back, or sideways, but really lifting yourself, you'll find you suddenly have inspiration, you have vitality, you will think, you will have a solution to something you've been thinking about. That simple movement of the pause and extending the spine, lifting your rib cage off the diaphragm and off the liver. This is what happens when you extend the spine and lift up. All of the organs can now breathe, and they can function momentarily so much better than they were. So simple practices. I'm all about simple and practical, much easier. Oh, Women in Business Club, hello, thank you. My absolute pleasure. Thank you for joining us. These things will shift your life when you practice them any given moment and every day. The pause, as Tanya says, I love practicing the pause. You can do that anywhere, anytime. And then when you add in lifting your spine, oh my gosh, you'll be amazed. The other thing, when we're talking about our thoughts, with the pause, it gives you that opportunity to really think about what you were going to say. Because another part of favorite area is, do we talk too much unnecessarily? And you know what? You'll find that we do. You know, when you're sitting with people or you're catching up with people and you feel like you have to talk, like the first date. What am I going to say? I can't sit here in silence. I have to talk. Or you're sitting in a lounge room and you feel there must be something wrong. Nobody's talking. We actually talk unnecessarily. Talking takes a lot of energy. After my almost out of this world when I was 40, nearly got me, and I didn't have any blood for my body to be able to function. That was an incredible experience, yet another one, but I found that I couldn't speak. I could only use eye movements, and even that was really slow and hard. Who would have thought that to speak takes tremendous energy of the body? So how much energy do we waste by talking unnecessarily and talking, dare I say, nonsense? Nonsense meaning it's not in line with our highest potential. Talking that is not serving us to our highest potential. And that's another thing that we have been taught. We have learned. How are you today? Isn't the weather terrible? Oh, isn't the weather this? Isn't the weather that? Why do we do that? The human experience, the lived experience, offers us so much magic, offers us so many experiences. It's how we ride them that makes the difference. It really is. Hello, Tracy, and welcome. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Thank you very much. Thanks for being here. Yes, Tanya, filling the silence to avoid the wonder. Yes, Ramonda, you would be a beautiful exception to the rule. Oh, Tanya. Thank you very much, Tanya. You're most welcome, and it's a joy to have you here again tonight. So, everyone, I'm going to bid you good evening, good morning. I ask for blessings for you if it is the beginning of your day. If it is the end of your day, may you be sheltered in the divine light and love as you rest and recuperate your physical being and your mental being. And remember that simple thing when you're going to sleep. You command that your mind be emptied of all that is not of your highest good, and that you sleep extremely peacefully, and that you wake fresh and full of vitality in the new day. It's been wonderful to be here with you on Women Thrive Media TV, premiering Soul and Beyond, and I look forward to being back again with you soon. So everybody take good care, and I'll see you again very soon. Bye for now.
I can see the stars align. dance around the moon every night. And now my eyes are open wide, and the sky has never looked so bright. Now I don't need to see the road to believe, yeah. 'Cause this is where I'm meant to be, I believe. And I feel the magic everywhere. It's all around us, it's in the air. And I see the